Hello and welcome everyone back to our day 4 of our Money Mindset Masterclass. How is everyone doing today? Please do let us know in the chat box. Say hello if you're watching us live, and please put hashtag replay if you are watching us as a replay. First of all, I wanted to congratulate you, all of you here. I can see people are jumping on the call, so I want to congratulate your persistence, because to be able to participate every single day and to be committed towards something like this incredible information shows that you are truly have commitment and desire to succeed in certain area of your life. And the information that we share with you today and this week is truly life-changing information. If you lean forward, pay 100% attention, and then apply this information into your daily routine. So please do say hello in the chat box. Hello, Magdalena. Really great to have you with us. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for coming back. I can see loads and loads of hearts, which is absolutely fantastic. This also reminds me of a quick question when you're joining us. Give us an emoji to let us know how you are feeling right now, because this is so incredible. Yes. Thank you so much for great feedback. And who do we have here? I've got hello, Nicole. Absolutely amazing to have you with us as well. And hello, Ciso. Hello, Vishal. Excellent, guys. Thank you so much for coming back. So today we have such an incredible session ahead of us, because this is where everything begins. So we will talk about the cause and effect of your mind. And we're also going to talk about procrastination. What can you do to overcome procrastination? We'll talk about what procrastination is, why so many people do procrastinate, and what you can do to overcome it. So we have incredible information to share with you today. And also I wanted to say that for those of you who have been with us from the beginning of this week, please be aware that everything you do on a daily basis is very important and contributes to your results. Because just to bring you that recap from today's session and from this week, is to say that when you look around and you look at your results, financial results, relationship, well-being, all of this, it's your feedback when it comes to your mindset. So everything that you have as a result today, it just tells you where your mind was at in the past. So many people get really fixated on the now and the results, and they think that's all they have because that's all they are capable of doing. But when you shift your mindset, when you really have the understanding of how your mind really works, you will learn that your current results is nothing else than a feedback. So if you do really want to change your results, either it's money or it's relationship or it's your health, you need to start shifting your mind, because your results tell a very interesting story. They talk about and they show where your mind was and what you are programmed with. So, in order for you to really get an even deeper understanding on the difference between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, we're going to talk about a stick person. A stick person, as you now know, and I believe have a deeper understanding, represents each and one of you. So now I'm going to bring the slides on our screen, and I would like you to think of that stick person as yourself. So see yourself as that stick person. So now when we talk about your mind, there's different parts of the mind, and there's many more parts of the mind, but what we do want to focus on is the two parts of the mind. And this is something that Dr. Thurman Fleet had discovered nearly 100 years ago. And he said that in order for you to really change your results permanently in any area of your life, you need to understand how your mind works. So before we go on to this presentation, I would like you to pause for one moment and look at the mind. What is the mind? What do you think the mind is? If I've asked you one by one this question, what do you think the mind is? What is your mind? What would be the answer that comes to your mind? Just whatever comes to your mind, just share with us in the chat box. So, what is the mind? How do you see it? And please do let us know in the chat box, because this is where you're going to understand where you are programmed today. So then you can shift those beliefs. So now, when it comes to your mind and your paradigm, in order for you to understand this, we're going to bring a picture, an image of the mind. So in 1934, Dr. Thurman Fleet was very involved in the healing arts and holistic health. And what he stated was that the mind is an activity, not a thing. So what majority people do or think of when I ask that question, they say is the brain, they say is like cosmic power. So there's lots of different answers. And what your answer was will just let you know where your awareness is. But from now on, I want you to really see your mind not as a thing, but as an activity. And that activity is present in every cell of your body. So, whatever's in your mind affects positively or negatively every cell of your body. And Dr. Thurman Fleet also said that no one has ever seen the mind, and in order to gain clarity and eliminate confusion, we will have to create an image that we can work with. As you may now know, we think in pictures, we think in images. So we need an image to work with if we want to shift our life, if we want to shift the results in our life. So the image of the mind is right here. That's the stick person that you have been presented with yesterday and the day before. And this stick person represents each and one of you. So I really want you to see yourself as the stick person. The big circle is your head, and that represents your mind. And what we're going to focus on today is the two parts of the mind. Even though there are more parts of the mind, what we really need to focus on is just the two parts, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. And the little circle is your body. Your body is the instrument of your mind, probably something that you have heard about many times. Maybe you didn't have that understanding, but now you know the body is tiny on this picture because the body is just an instrument of your mind. And what my mentor said is this is one of the most valuable ideas and information he has ever learned. This has literally changed his entire life. So now there's a huge difference between your conscious mind and subconscious mind. Sometimes we may have an idea of what the difference is. So some people say, well, subconscious mind is something you can't see and you're not aware of, which is very true. But the majority difference between the two is that your conscious mind is your intellectual mind. Your conscious mind is your thinking mind. Your conscious mind is also connected to your sensory faculties. So you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. So you're connected through your conscious mind to the outside world. Your conscious mind is also your educated mind. So this is where you gather information. So when you go to any school, when you learn anything, all of this happens in your conscious mind. Now, your subconscious mind is this powerhouse. This is where loads of things are happening. You've got your programming, your mental programming in your subconscious mind. For those of you who have been with us this week since the beginning, you may remember a session on self-image in your subconscious mind. We had that session on Tuesday. And that was something where when people learn it, they literally have goosebumps and they say this is a life-changing moment for them just to get that understanding. Now, when you look at the stick person once again, that self-image in your subconscious mind is pretty much everything because it drives results in your life. There is a lot of stuff that is also happening in your conscious mind because you are connected through your conscious mind with the outside world. But the conscious mind, even though it's an educated mind, is your intellectual mind, is your thinking mind, that conscious mind has almost no control over your behavior. So your body is controlled by your subconscious mind. What it means is that so many people are absolutely confused about the fact and the situation and an experience perhaps that happens over and over again when they know how to do things. They know how to become better at whatever they do. They know that if they want to release more time in their life, they have to become more organized, or maybe they have to get rid of certain negative habits like watching TV or spending too much time on social media. So people know what to do, especially people in sales. They know what to do to become a better salesperson because their companies invest so much money to send these people onto sales training. But what happens is that huge gap that each and one of us has between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. So the conscious mind literally gathers information. And this is where you make some of your decisions. You make, say, that this year was X, Y, and Z, but next year is going to be so much better because you say to yourself, I'm making a decision that 2022 is going to be so much better. So you made a decision and you think this is enough. This is enough to make a decision because you know that it's going to be better. And that's where so many people are stuck because they say one thing and then the results do not reflect it. Or they say one thing and then they procrastinate on very important activities like contacting people or following up with people or being more visible if you work in sales or service. So there's a lot of confusion where people think, well, I know what to do, but I'm not doing it. My body is not doing it. I'm procrastinating. I'm doing everything else, but not these activities. I'm at home cleaning my house, or I'm checking my emails, or I'm doing everything but those important activities. This can be very frustrating. How many of you can relate to this? How many of you find themselves knowing what to do? You don't have to be told what to do, you know what to do, but you're not doing it. Or maybe you'll do it for a week or two, and then something happens, and it almost seems like something else gets in your way, and you're not doing it. You're not persistent, you're not continuing it. How many of you can relate with this? If you can, please put hashtag relate so I know that we are on the same page right now. So now, When it comes to many things that are happening in your conscious mind, I will share with you another slide which will help you to understand the difference between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind even better. So, this is where it's you on a day to day basis, you as a stick person. And now, when you make a conscious decision to change something, just because you made that conscious decision doesn't mean that your body will follow, because your body, as you may remember, and I'm going to say it a few times today, is the instrument of your subconscious mind. Even though you saw the stick person and it was kind of 50-50, the truth is that your conscious mind is about 4% of your mind, and your subconscious mind, the powerhouse, is 96% of the mind. So, which one do you think is going to win? Your intellectual mind, your educational mind, or your subconscious mind, where your paradigms live? So, paradigms, the multitude of habits, multitude of belief system, and there's also the self-image, the inner self-image. So, how do you really see yourself? Do you see yourself as confident? Do you see yourself as ready? Are you a risk taker? Are you afraid of risk? Do you live in a comfort zone? Do you often push yourself out of the comfort zone? All of this is down to your subconscious programming. All of this is your habitual way of being. And all of this is the multitude of your beliefs. So if you have a belief that you have to work hard to earn more money, sometimes you may even resent going after more money, because your belief about earning your money will sabotage your success, because you will say, yes, I want to earn more money, but I don't want to be working harder. So you'll say, I don't actually want to earn more money because time freedom and happiness and time with my family is more important than earning money. So, without understanding that you don't have to work hard to earn more money, you just have to shift your inner beliefs and some of the habits and your self image, you will then earn more money. But the belief, the limiting belief about working hard to earn more money, will stop you from actually going after that financial freedom. So there's many beliefs, subconscious beliefs that we don't even know about, that are sabotaging our success, that are literally stopping you before you begin. If you are not a risk taker, if you are afraid of losing the money, the time, if you are afraid of a failure, if you are afraid of making mistakes because perhaps you grew up going through a belief, or you were surrounded by people who said you can't make a mistake, failure is disastrous. And even though your family maybe didn't tell you that, we all have gone through an educational system where we were taught through a repetition that if you didn't know the answer to this question, you failed your exam. If you didn't know those answers, you didn't graduate. If you didn't know enough, you were not good enough. You did not deserve that reward, which is a certificate, which is a graduation, which is a diploma. So we've been subconsciously programmed through decades of our education that if you don't know enough, you're not good enough. And some of those beliefs, limiting beliefs, were holding me back for a very long time, very long time. And that's why we need to be so aware between the difference between the conscious mind, which is your intellectual, your educational mind, and the subconscious mind. Because so many people, when they decide to change their life, when they decide to earn more money, what do? They go after something they are familiar with. So what majority people is familiar with, if I want to earn more money, I need to get a better education. I better go and study more. I better get another diploma. I better get another degree, some more hireable, so I can actually find a better job with a bit more money. That is what we are programmed with. What I did 6, 7 years ago, it was completely illogical. Completely. Some of you who have been with us in our group for a while, you may know this story, but I quit my corporate job nearly overnight. I made a decision overnight and then I quit it after a month. but I made a decision overnight. And I made that decision because of the training I was doing with Bob Proctor. And what happened when I quit my job, I didn't have any business plan and any business experience. And I was petrified to be speaking in front of anyone. So forget about getting clients, right? And I was petrified about any public speaking. So think about it. A person like myself, 6, 7 years ago, with so many negative habits and beliefs, I still quit my job and I went into my business. Why? Because I was learning and expanding my mind. I understood that you will never be really ready for going after your dreams. You never will be. And I've understood the laws that govern this universe. And I've understood that the universe is very friendly to you and it wants you to have everything you truly desire. And I've also understood that in order for me to communicate with the universe is to feel as if I'm already successful. So I had to take those actions as if I'm already successful. So I had to give myself that chance rather than waiting for the right time, for the right moment when the money appears magically in my account, which would never happen because we all know that first we have to change right here in our mindset, then the results come. We know that the results don't just happen magically, like many people are hope for different results. They wish something happened differently. And there's going to be so many situations like that next year, in a month, with a new year resolution. But what the laws of the universe also say is not only know what you want and be ready to receive it, but it also says you have to act towards it. Act towards it as if it's already yours. And that's the biggest part that majority of people are missing. Majority of people say that the right time will come. Majority people, and I used to be one of them decade ago, said, I know that sometime, someday in the future, I'm going to live my dream life. Nothing happened for 7, 8 years. I was waiting and I was hoping, but I didn't do anything towards it. Not with the clarity of the mind that I have right now. So you see, guys, understanding the difference between your conscious mind, which is your intellectual mind, the mind that says to you, well, I know how to do it. I know this information. I've heard about this before, doesn't mean that you will actually apply this information, because the application of your information is driven by your behavior, and your behavior is controlled by your subconscious mind 96% of the time. That's why it's so crucial for each and one of you to become aware. What are you programmed with? What sort of beliefs do you hold in your subconscious mind? What sort of habits do you operate on a daily basis? Are you a procrastinator? How many of you procrastinate often? I wouldn't even say every day, because I think if you procrastinate often, you probably procrastinate every day. And why do you believe you procrastinate? And please let us know in the chat box, why do you think you procrastinate? And I've asked that question a long time ago, and I had about 30 answers, but they were 10 repetitions. So basically, it was about 7 to 10 the same answers. But people who answered why they procrastinate, they truly believe that this is the reason, because whatever reason we come up with, we literally create that alibi for ourselves, not because we just want to, but we create it because we really believe that's what happens. So please let us know, what do you believe makes you to procrastinate? And what I have come across in the past was that people procrastinate because the task is too difficult, so they lack confidence, or the task is too easy, so it's too boring, it's almost like you don't want to do it, They also procrastinate because of the lack of confidence, obviously. Some people say that they procrastinate because of the fear from rejection, fear from failure. And this is what a lot of this stuff happens in sales environment. And I remember, because I used to be one of these salespeople 10 years ago, and I was procrastinating, picking up that phone. I did not want to face that person on the other side of the phone. I was secretly praying that they wouldn't pick up the phone. So you see, this is so many things that are going on in our subconscious mind. Because consciously you say, okay, I have to do it. But subconsciously you say, I don't want to do it. I do not want to do it. So, as you may remember now, or maybe understand, that whatever you think about, you become, and whatever your thoughts are, you are involved with emotionally with your subconscious mind, you create it. You send that energy to the universe. So you get exactly what is in harmony with your energy. Some of you said that you don't want to be too busy and always remain in stress or hurry. Yes, absolutely. I can relate to that myself. I can relate to this. And I was always a very last minute person. And then I was stressing myself because I didn't have enough time to complete it. So you see, guys, what I would like you to really understand and be open minded about it is that if you find yourself procrastinating, what it means is that you basically have developed a habit of procrastination. And this is very important because procrastination is nothing but a habit. Nothing but a habit. So let me say it again. If you would want to stop procrastinating today, you can. And what you can do starting today is to commit yourself to make a decision that whatever you tell yourself to do on a daily basis, you command yourself to do it, and you will not disappoint yourself. This is a part of being self-disciplined. Self-disciplined is, again, it's a habit. People who come across as very self-disciplined, they were not born like that. They've just developed a habit of giving themselves a command and following it. And because they've run like this for probably years and years and years, that's a part of their paradigm. So the paradigm, it has good and bad habits. Your paradigm operates with good habits. So if you are very committed and disciplined, you have a good habit in your paradigm. You run on autopilot. When you make a decision, you just go after it. You don't change it. It's a paradigm. So the opposite to procrastination is a decision. So you need to become a very quick decision maker. And what will help you to become a quick decision maker is to really realize what is that you truly want in life. If you really will ask yourself, what is that I really want to achieve in life? So don't just give yourself like a small goal that is not really inspiring. And that's pretty much another session about goal setting, which I'm just going to give you a quick summary because we could dedicate an entire hour on goal setting. If you give yourself a goal that is inspiring because it's aligned with your true values, it's aligned with your dreams, it's aligned with what you believe in, and that goal is inspiring but also scary, so it has to push you out of your comfort zone, that goal will keep you going. That vision of the goal will keep you going. But majority of people, they set themselves goals that they know how to get to because they've done it before. So it might be another degree, it might be another qualification, it might be another exam, it might be another job, but not really a job out of the comfort zone, but a job that is kind of aligned with the job they already have. It's just maybe a different company or slightly different position. So these goals are not scary. If you're not scared about the goal that you set yourself up, and if you know how to get there because you say, okay, I just need to pass this exam. I just have to do A, B, C, and D, and I'm now there. If you know how to get to your goal, if you're not scared about this goal, you're not aiming high enough. Not only you're not aiming high enough, but also you will and might get bored halfway through it because it's not inspiring. It's just one of those goals you've done in the past. On the other hand, if you go for the right goal that comes from the bottom of your heart because it's your true dreams and desire, and if you go after that, it's in align with your values, with who you want to be, what you want to create, what good do you want to pass on to other people, how much service you can provide onto other people. That is the goal that is inspiring. This is where you take yourself out of the picture. It's not just about you when you set those goals, but it's about your family, it's about your loved ones, it's about other people in society. That goal is the worthy goal. That goal should scare you, should excite you, and that goal should stretch you. And when you stretch yourself, you then learn a lot about who you really are, what you are truly capable of doing. But that process of setting goals, as I've just literally gave you the quickest summary ever, that process of setting the right goals requires awareness and understanding what does it mean to set the right goals for yourself. And then you're not going to think about motivation. You will be motivated because it's not about motivation, it's about having the right goal. That right goal, the vision of the right goal, will keep you going. Forget about motivation. Motivation can just get you started, but it will never keep you going. That's the vision behind the goal that's going to keep you going. And the same when it comes with overcoming procrastination. It's about making a decision. I'm doing it today, and there's no excuses because you're so committed to your vision, because you've got the right goal that you set yourself up and you made a decision, you give yourself a command and you follow it. Only you is against you. It's not about other people. It's not about what other people want from you and, what do you want to do because somebody else asks you. If you really get to know what do you want for you in your life, that's when you start connecting yourself. That's when you will give yourself a command and you'll follow it because it's going to be aligned with your values. This is where you live your life with a purpose. And that is so meaningful. And when you are on that level of awareness, then procrastination disappears because you literally are on that high mindset of thoughts and you give yourself a command with that vision and you follow it. So it's developing the right habit, developing the good habit. And what I also wanted to share with you for the next few minutes is how the outside world can affect you if you are not in full control of yourself. And this is what happens with majority of people, even currently, when there's a lot of shocking and sad and lots of uncertainty out there. And if you're not in control of yourself, all of this chaos outside can really affect you. And if it affects you, it will affect your business, it will affect your uh, employment and your future. You'll feel very insecure. When you feel insecure, that is what you're going to attract. Like attracts like. Remember, guys, that it's not about what you want that you attract, but it's about how you feel. It's that vibration. So if you say, I want more money, I want more freedom, but you are worried, or you are doubting yourself, or you are questioning every move that you make, that is the vibration that you set yourself, the low vibration of worry. As you may remember our session this week, previous sessions, I talked about it quite a lot. That doubt and worry turns into fear and then anxiety. And unfortunately, there's so many people stuck there because they don't understand it's their own negative emotions that they don't know how to deal with. And negative emotions have to be expressed, but that's another session, another separate session. So please do watch replays if you'd like to learn more about it. So now let's just have a quick look on another drawing that will help you to understand what's going on in your subconscious mind when you allow yourself to be controlled by the environment. So, as you might now remember, this stick person represents each and one of you, right? And there's a lot of stuff happening, as you can see. This picture might be a little bit overwhelming, but I would like you just to focus on first one part, this red part here on the left hand side, and then we're going to move on to the green one. But first of all, as I said, your conscious mind, your educated mind, you have these antennas that are connecting you to the outside world. So you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. So you see what's happening, you hear other people are talking about certain things, you listen to the news perhaps, I hope not, but maybe majority of people do. And you also operate by experiences, past experiences. So that memory is also right here. So you hear your friends, family, your environment, and your experiences, as I just said. So now when doubt and worry enters your mind, so again, you worry about your future, you worry about your finances, you worry about what's going to happen next year. If you start worrying, and what happens the moment when you worry and you don't control that worry and doubt from your conscious mind is going to be internalized into your subconscious mind. As you may now remember, subconscious mind is your powerhouse, is your emotional mind. This is your emotional mind. Your subconscious mind is your emotional mind. Once doubt and worry is internalized, it turns into fear. When you have that fear in your subconscious mind, that takes almost an exclusive control over your behavior. So then what happens, that fear, because it's a negative emotion, is going to be manifested through your body. And because it's a negative emotion, not many people and majority of people don't know how to deal with negative emotions. Nobody says, I need help. I need help. I'm actually sinking. I don't know what's going on. I'm so worried and I'm so doubtful and I just have so much uncertainty. Nobody does it, at least not often enough. So what majority people do, they suppress these emotions. They say, oh, it's nothing, it's okay. They kind of suppress it. They ignore it. They sometimes think, okay, I'm really stressed and I'm worried and I'm doubtful, but nobody can help me, or I don't know how to deal with it, so I'm just going to ignore it. It's going to be okay, it's going to go away. So that's what majority of people do. They suppress the negative emotions. So what that makes out of your body, that negative emotion will be manifested itself into anxiety, and at the later state into depression. So your body will actually go through the process of disease and disintegration. And that's what happens with many people because of the lack of understanding. The lack of understanding that whatever is happening within themselves, it's caused by the negative emotions. And if people learned about negative emotions, how to recognize it, how to deal with it, how to stop them before they get into the subconscious mind, how to stop worry and doubt before it gets into the subconscious mind, they could have avoided loads of really sad and negative situations in their life. So what we do have to do, which is very crucial for each and one of you to understand, is we have to study. We have to gain knowledge and awareness about who we truly are. So each and one of you has to gain that understanding through studies about yourself, who you truly are, what are you capable of doing, and learn about your emotional state, your emotions, which is your subconscious mind, that has almost an exclusive control over your behavior. And unless you recognize the negative emotion and you then learn how to deal with them, you will always, through that lack of understanding, you will always put yourself in that negative vibration. On the other hand, through understanding and studies, when you gain that knowledge and awareness, what happens is that you will create that faith in yourself, faith in your abilities, faith in the process. And that is exactly what I had about 6.5 years ago. Like I said before, I had nothing on my plate. I didn't have the capital. I didn't have the business plan. I didn't have the business cards. I didn't have anything that my business school taught me to have. And I've actually graduated with a business degree. So I didn't have any of that. But what I did have was that understanding, because at that point, I had been studying with my mentor for 4 months. 4 months of mindset training, of understanding the laws behind my inner body, behind my inner, like outside of my physical body. But when I understood that it's all about how I think, and it's all about how I vibrate. So, what am I emotionally involved with? And it's all about the connection with the laws of the universe. That is when I had the faith in myself, and I had the faith in the process. And I remember when I quit my job, and there were lots of people around me saying to me, "Oh my gosh, like you're so brave." And I could see that kind of congratulation on the face, but also the fear on their face, thinking, "Oh my gosh, like you're just so brave." And I remember thinking, wow, I have no guarantee. Nobody guarantees me I'm going to make it successful. But then I remember having Bob at the back of my mind. All I have to do is just what Bob teaches me. All I have to do is just follow the process. All I have to do is just stay on course, follow the process. And I had faith. That faith was based on the studies and understanding I have developed within those 4 months. And that very moment was a very significant moment for my future, for my business. Because as you may know, some people will tell you many stories about business owners who have gone into the business, follow their passion, and then 2 years later they went bankrupt, and then they went back to work for another person, for another employer. So I've heard those stories in my own company as well. I've heard stories that people went self-employed, and then after a year they came back because they completely didn't make it happen. So you hear those stories, and if you allow that worry and doubt to really control you, you'll think, oh my gosh, if they couldn't make it happen, then how am I supposed to make it happen? So we allow so many negative beliefs to control the way we think. And that's exactly what happens here on this drawing. This right here, that you are exposed to the outside world, if you allow that outside world to control your thinking, then obviously it will go into your subconscious mind, and then the body will follow, because the body is just the instrument. So it's so important to really understand yourself, what you are made of, and how powerful you really are. And just like the law of attraction says, whatever you think about, you attract. But like I said, there's a big missing part. You have to act towards it. And I know so many stories, not only my own experience, but people I've worked with, people I know through my mastermind, who literally had no choice. They didn't have any capital, they didn't have any results, or they were not ready, as some of us can think. Because some of us think, when I'm ready, I'm going to act on it. When I have enough money, I'm going to act on it. But the truth is, and I really want you to understand, that unless you do something so very different, nothing will change in your bank account. Unless you do something completely that you've never done before, you're not going to create different results. This is the best. This is the best statement and quote that I've read. And if you keep doing same old same, you're going to create more of the same. That's what I live by. And I always say to myself, am I happy with my results right now? If I'm happy with my results, great. I know what I'm doing, so keep on doing. But if I say to myself, I'm not happy and satisfied with my results anymore, so what do I have to do? I have to change my behavior. I have to change what I'm doing on a daily basis. I need to push myself out of my comfort zone. I need to do something different. I need to do something I've never done before, because that's the only way to freedom. So now, what you have to do for yourself is to really sit down and reflect on this session. And I would like you to really think about yourself and listen to your heart. I honestly highly encourage you to get rid of that logic that is in your way. The logic that tells you you're not ready, you don't have what it takes, you have to study more, you have to be smarter, you have to have whatever it comes to your mind as that excuse. I just want you to completely block that logic. And I want you to open up your heart and listen to your heart and ask yourself, what is that you truly desire to do? And on top of this, I want you to look at your results and really be honest with yourself. Where are you today? Where were you 3 months ago? Where were you 6 months ago? Or you just keep telling yourself the same story that next month is going to be better, next year is going to be better? Or are you actually going to do something about it? So really be honest with yourself, because if you do live in a denial, this year, 2021, will literally repeat itself in 2022. And I'm just giving you a shortcut. But I can't make a decision for you. You have to make a decision. And now you have two choices. You either stay where you are, and sometimes I come across people who say, yes, I'm working on it and I know what I'm doing, which is great. I think that's absolutely incredible to be working on it. However, what I have learned from my own experience is that there is a lot of paradigms we are not aware of. And I remember when I worked with my mentor, Bob Proctor, and I said to him about a certain situation, and he just said to me, Alex, this is your paradigm. This is that fear that you gained a long time ago. That is your paradigm. And I thought, my first reaction was like, no, it's not. But then I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I have never realized this. So there is a lot of things that we are not aware of. That's why people are keep repeating the same thing over and over again. Not because they don't want to succeed, not because they are not capable of succeeding. We all are. You literally have everything you need right now to succeed. But if you're not creating the results that you desire, really desire, it means that something is blocking you. And what's blocking you is just some of your paradigms that you need to shift. And there is a process of shifting it. And I would suggest that you have probably three choices rather than two. So I'll give you an extra choice. So one choice is pretty much live in the denial and just keep creating same old same. But then you have to be honest with yourself and say, I am where I am because I choose to be where I am. Rather than saying to yourself, I am where I am because of the economy, because of my boss, because of my partner, because of lack of money. Do not blame anything and anyone else. Trust me, guys, if you live in that blame state, you're going to continue that blame state for the rest of your life. Trust me. So at least if you choose to do what you've been doing so far, at least do it with that responsibility. Take that responsibility and say, I don't have the money I want because I choose not to. Just be honest with yourself. At least have that honor to say, it's me. Not because of my boss, because of the economy, because of my clients who are not the right clients, they don't know what they want, or they are very picky. It's not the outside. Trust me. The quicker you will get it, the better for you. Number two is if you keep doing yourself, so if you keep studying it yourself, if you keep working on your personal growth and developing yourself, that is great. But I would also want to encourage you, give yourself some sort of deadline. Give yourself some sort of deadline, because a lot of people, myself including, is when I was studying and working on myself, and I was before I started working with Bob, I've spent about 7 years thinking that one day it's going to happen for me. 7 years. The only thing that I do regret when I started working with Bob was that I didn't do it earlier. And every single time, sometimes, I mean, I'm over it now, but in the past, I used to think, I wish I knew this information earlier. I wish I knew this information in my 20s, but that's just wrong, isn't it? But I had it at the beginning. I wish I had started it earlier. So, what I would like you to really do is, if you are trying to improve your life and change your results by yourself, at least give yourself a deadline. Say to yourself, by 3 months, by next March, let's say, this is what I want to create. And then when March comes and you haven't done it, just realize that you might be missing something. You might be stuck with a paradigm you're not aware of. And you don't need to wait years to change things, because do remember that when I've opened up my own business, I've replaced my corporate income within 2 months. 2 months, okay? And that was after 4 months of studying with Bob Proctor. So 4 months of working with Bob Proctor and my mastermind group and other people I was surrounded by, I've shifted enough my mindset. So then I've quit my job without any previous business experience. I was petrified, trust me. Even though you have that mindset set, you still will go through that terror barrier zone, but you're going to push through it with faith. Okay? So it's not like once you have your mindset, coaching or teaching, and you're in the progress of it or process of it, it's not like fear is going to disappear. No, but what will happen is you will be aware of it, and I was aware of it. And what I did do, I've gone through my quitting my job into my business with calmness. I've gone through it, and I know that if I didn't have that mindset training with Bob earlier, I probably would have panicked, and maybe I wouldn't even do it. Maybe I would have even done it. I think I would have just gone back thinking, no, 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 what if it doesn't work out? And that's where many people are stuck, in that terror barrier zone, something we talked about yesterday, if you want to go back to it. So that's your second option. If you're doing it by yourself, that's fine, but just give yourself a deadline and see where you are. And I can also promise you, if you do it by yourself, I trust all your abilities, because you are more than capable of anything you truly desire, but it might take you longer. So if you value your money perhaps more than time, then that's okay. You can spend a few years on that. But if you value your time more than money, then I would really highly encourage you to invest. Invest in working with a mentor. And this is something that I would love to invite you to do if you're ready. If you are ready, and if the information resonates with you, if your heart tells you, I really want to be there now, and I've had enough of same old same, I've had enough of my paradigm fighting me. And I can see that some of you are putting that in a chat box, that this is my paradigm. This is my paradigm, definitely lack of understanding. You see, even if you read a book, if you don't have that awareness, you will not see what's in the book, those principles that you have to apply, because you're going to interpret that book with your lack of understanding. And that happened to me again many times. I picked a book, I read it, I was like, it's interesting, but that's it. And then I picked the same book years ago, and I read it, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is incredible. And my mind was just looking at the same pages with a completely different awareness. So the same happens when we are not aware of it, when we lack understanding, we just don't see what is holding us back. So if that is you, and if you say to yourself, I am ready, I am ready now more than ever, and I've had enough of same old same, join us. Take that leap of faith and commit yourself. And when you join us, you're going to be surrounded by support, by guidance, by other like-minded people, where together we do a lot of masterminding. We have sessions twice a week. You are supported outside of that as well, and you are progressing so much faster because you have that support. This is something that I am grateful for till today. Not only for the information, the program we offer is absolutely incredible, but the program on its own does not have the same value as the program with a person, with a mentor who can lead you through the program, who can hold you accountable. This program is nothing And the information is nothing without the group of people that you're surrounded by, who you can talk to about your challenges, about your fears, perhaps, or about what you're struggling with, and get that understanding and get the solutions and get the clarity that you need. So, if this is you, if this resonates with you, I really want you to take that leap of faith. I want you to give yourself the best present you can offer yourself, which is investing in yourself this holiday season. If that is you, and if you're willing to go for the option three, investing in yourself, getting the support, getting ready, and geared up with everything you need for right next year, click on the link. We're going to post the link under this video, and let's schedule a 30-minute call. Because before you do sign up, I would love to talk to you. I don't want you just to be by yourself in that process of making a decision where fear is bouncing around and you're thinking, what should I do? If you feel that that is the way you would love to go, click on the link and let's schedule a 30-minute call. And I would love to talk to you, and then we'll see if that's a good fit for you. So that's what I would like you to do after today's session. Think about your life, think about your results, and choose with full responsibility which option are you going to take going forward. Thank you so much for being here with us today. We are back tomorrow for our last session this week. So we are having no bonus sessions this time. So no sessions after the Friday. So tomorrow is our very last session for this entire year. And we're going to talk about financial freedom. So how to create financial freedom in your life. So I do hope to see you with us tomorrow, 7 p.m. UK time. You can watch the replays until end of next week. So you have still a lot of time to watch the replays. And I look forward to have you with us. And once again, guys, make a decision that is going along with your heart desires. Thank you so much and have a wonderful week. Thank you.